do the David Goggins. Yeah, no, let me do David Goggins. Uh, Background on David Goggins. I think, ex Marine. Oh no, yeah, no. Ex Navy SEAL slash ex Army Special Forces, and I think there's something else. This man's a fucking unit. Okay, this man's a freak of nature. He runs like 100-mile marathons and shit like that. His whole online persona or personality is just do the most extreme shit you could do. I think he says his quote is get comfortable doing uncomfortable things. Or no, it's be comfortable with being uncomfortable. And this man, dude, crazy life story. He has a book out. I think he has multiple books out, but I read his first book. Very interesting story. He was like an exterminator, fat, out of shape, nothing going in his life, and he was just like, fuck it, I want to be a Navy SEAL. And he just like fucking grinded for that shit and became a Navy SEAL and like turned his life around. But yeah, let's start this shit though.
A samurai at first, and then a ronin, Miyamoto Musashi is considered to be the greatest swordsman ever in the history of Japan, in large part due to his almost surreal discipline. Indeed, it's been said that he fought 60 duels and never lost one.
What the fuck? Why? Dude, I thought...
You talk about...
Okay, now... Let's start this.
You talk about performance without a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
So, like, for instance, let's say you have no races. Let's say you have no classes, no nothing. There's no purpose in your life. You know, people need to have purpose to get up. They need purpose to perform. You need to get to a point in your life where there's nothing on the docket. There is no 5K. There's no I'm going to get into school to be this or that and still perform to the highest level. Because what people don't get is one day that thing's going to come up. And if you're not constantly performing without purpose, you're not going to be ready when the time comes. It's this magical thing, purpose, that we're all looking for. But what's funny about it all is that we need these things to perform. But we don't take a second to realize the purpose is always there. The purpose never leaves us because the very purpose is you. You are always the purpose. There may be another purpose, like being a SEAL or going to college or whatever, but the main purpose in life is you. So if you wake up in the morning and you don't want to do something, you don't care enough about yourself. And that's what you need to really research is, man, why am I not doing this for myself? Because that is the number one purpose in life, is to better oneself. So that's the only purpose I fucking need. So the reason I get up every day, even though there's no race or there's no school or there's nothing in front of me, is because I have pride in myself.
Well, where do you go to? You wake up on a morning, it's cold, it's wet, it's dark.
Yeah, that's facts. Like, I feel like a lot of people, they get lost in like depression and get caught up in like the rat race so much that they forget that you're supposed to be working for yourself. And that doesn't necessarily mean like do your own business, this and that. It means if you want to be happy, you gotta have to put yourself forward. And maybe that is working at some company and doing the best you can at that job because that company is going to take care of you in the long run. Well, by paying you, you know. But people, they they start shit without a purpose and stuff like that. Like they're not oh shit. Hey yo. This man got machetes. But oh, yeah. Wait, hold up. You gotta find a reason to get up in the morning. Like I said this in the last video I recorded. So what I do when I record is just I usually just be playing games and like have a list of videos I want to react to, and then I'm just like recording all of it in one shot. Oh, what the fuck? Why is there a guy in the toilet? But like I work 60-hour weeks, man, and sometimes like I wake up and I just want to go back to sleep, but I have to force myself to get up because I know that this is gonna better my life. The extra like hour or two sleep, yo, like I'm up at like 5:30 every morning, Monday to Friday. I help my parents with their business a little bit in the morning, so that starts at 6, and then I go into work around like 8 o'clock ish, 8:30. If I have like it is not, I don't have a lot to do, maybe I'll get in at 7:30, and like my shop, my job. So I work in a manufacturing shop. My shop starts at 7 anyways. So I'm in there at like 8 o'clock, and then I stay there until 6 at night. So I work 6 to 6. I'm doing 12-hour work days. Yeah. Cause and shit's kind of like paying off. Like I'm about to get a promotion at work. I help my parents out. They're paying me pretty decently. I'm learning the business a little bit. Maybe we discussed about it. Maybe like in the future when they want to retire, I could start doing more like mandatory like stuff, like help manage their business and stuff like that, and that'll free me up to do more work in the shop. And I got a promotion at the shop that I'm gonna be a supervisor there pretty soon. I mean, I'm already like a team leader, so I got like 3 people or 2 people working under me. Technically 3, but like the third guy, he knows what he's doing. Like I just let him do his own shit. But I'm about to take over like the whole area of where I work, so I'm about to have like 8 people work under me and shit. But I've been there for like 4 or 5 years. Actually, no, 5, 6 years. I've been there. Like a lot of people, they don't. I mean, I lucked out. Maybe I don't. I'm not gonna say I love my job. I like my job enough, but I really enjoy working there, and it just helps. Like that just helped me. You know, like a lot of like I'm only 24. Okay, that's you. Wait, no. Yeah, I'm 24 now, and a lot of people my age, they don't hold their jobs. Like they bounce around job to job. They stay there for like a few months, this and that, and like I don't know, like I could. So sometimes I get like a second job on the side, and I almost get like almost every job, even that it's like out of my field, because like having that like showing that I've been working at a place for so long is kind of a flex, you know. Like it shows that I'm a good worker.
You've got no cartilage in your.
Or at least I'm somewhat reliable.
You've got shitty shorts, whatever it is that's the issue today.
Keep talking.
You've got these problems, right?
I need you to keep talking about what you were just saying.
It's warm on the couch.
That's
Your
it.
missus says stay in
That's
bed.
it.
It's comfy.
That's
it's
it.
cozy.
That's
You've got
it.
work later on. You had an argument last night. You're slightly
it.
hungover.
Because I know every motherfucker ain't going to do what I'm
Oh,
going to do.
that was a short ass level.
So
What
this
the
is how
fuck?
you level up. That's how you level up. I know there's a whole bunch of people with that right there. That fires me up. That makes me fucking happy, what you just said. That brings joy to my life right there.
Why?
Because I know there's so many people that have the ability and just refuse to get off that couch. Refuse to study a few more hours. Refuse to go deeper, to go further. And that's where I gain the advantage. It's so easy to be great nowadays, my friend, because most people are weak. Most people don't want to go to that extra mile. Most people don't want to find that extra because it sucks. It's miserable. It's lonely. You talk about that you were kind of, lonely by yourself. I was the same way. And that used to hurt me growing up. Now I fucking thrive in that shit. That's the only place to be.
Well, that was one of the things that is so surprising about growing up through difficulty, So loneliness is one example, right? Growing up as a lonely kid. What you realize is a lot of the things that you feared or hated or were embarrassed about as a child end up being the genesis of the things that you're most proud about as an adult. So the fact that you can work and thrive in solitude gives you the opportunity to be able to move to America and start a podcast, or decide to do Hell Week 3 times in a row, or it doesn't matter how long or dark the course is, you're just going to stay. The fact that you were forced to be vigilant and to assess people, to work out what's going on when you became an adult, allows you to detect the vibe and the energy of whoever it is that you're speaking with, and know that this person's someone that I want to hang with and this person's somebody that I don't.
Right.
Yeah, that's facts. Like, this other thing. Like, yeah, like, the skills you learn throughout life are super valuable. Like, people be underestimating, like, some basic fucking skills. And I feel like today's society, no one's doing anything. We're all just consuming media. We're watching Netflix. We just play games. We stay inside. People are working bullshit jobs that they don't care about, and they're just not doing anything with their lives, and they're like cool with it. They just want to play games and like buy collectibles and this and that. And I'm not saying those things are bad. Like, those, like, it's cool to have those hobbies, but I'm saying that, like, not a lot of people are going out and just like doing stuff, like learning. Like, I always try to constantly learn and stuff like that. Like, no one's like, so again, like, I work in a machine shop, so I run CNC machines. Like, I set up and run CNC machines, which is it's manufacturing. I work in a shop. We make bearings for like aircrafts and shit. But then I grew up doing like taekwondo, and I used to teach a class, or I was like a teacher assistant. So those skills from the like me being like okay with like talking to people and like talking out, put me in a light that, like, for the past 2 years, my supervisor has been lining me up to take his job, because he was up in line for the manager position once the manager retires, and the manager is our manager is trying to retire by the end of the year. So he's going to be a manager, and then I'm literally taking his job. I've been known about this position for like the past like 2 years. but then also I and again the same like talking skills helped me out when I worked in a group home and I was taking care of like these three young boys. And me being younger too, the other staff was pretty old. I mean, there was some like younger people, but they're all girls. So me being like a young man in that situation, those kids opened up to me a lot more. Like we'll go on walks and they'll just talk about their lives and stuff like that. And like they talked about their lives with the other um group home staff, but it was more like, oh yeah, school was like this and that, blah blah blah. But no, like they'll open up to me about like their past and how they feel and shit. Like, I'm always trying to like learn more things and trying to figure out how I could apply the skills I've learned from my past and always improve on myself with those. Yeah, with that.
All of the things. In fact, I would go as far as to say there's not one thing in my life that I see as a pure advantage that doesn't have a dark side to it that came about at some other point as well.
Right.
So one of the reasons that I spent so much time as a kid in my bedroom listening to audio tapes, because I didn't have anyone to play with, right? Only child, a little bit sort of unpopular.
Right.
So I'd be in my bedroom listening to audio tapes. We'd go to the library every 2 weeks and we'd take the tapes back and we'd get new tapes and I'd bring them and listen to them again.
Right.
But you roll the clock forward 20 years and what's the 2023 version of an audio tape? It's a podcast.
It's a podcast. That's right.
A lot of the things that you love and value in yourself
Hey, people.
in adulthood are the light side of something that you were ashamed, fearful, disgusted by when you were younger.
Yeah. I mean, I think that comes from overcoming. A lot of people, wonder, how did you become this? How you become so vulnerable? How are you doing a podcast now when you were this kid? You overcame things. You fought them. And now this is what happens. This is on the other side of overcoming. You become very, very powerful when you overcome yourself. All those things you once cowered from, you were afraid of, when you face them eye to eye every day.
Oh wait, hold up. I know my rant. This isn't like, it's not like a 1-to-1 comparison with this. But what I was talking about was like overcoming, like the struggles of everyday life. Like I kind of like minimized it. I just wanted to explain that. Like they're talking about like overcoming some like crazy shit because like yo, this man has like a crazy fucking life. But like getting up every day to progress, I feel like is a struggle to overcome that a lot of people don't do, or not to the extent of like progression type of thing,
You now become a person who has a great podcast.
Let's say that there's someone listening who resonates with what you're talking about. You know, they've been through trauma, they've been through hard times, but they keep breaking promises to themselves and they're struggling to get off the couch and they're having a pity party. How can they stop feeling sorry for themselves?
That's a difficult one because you have to want it. You have to want to be better. And it starts off with you have to have pride in yourself. You have to have pride in yourself. You have to have, there's something about you, whether it's your last name, whether it's just the smallest thing. You have to be proud of yourself. And if you have no pride in yourself, I can't give it to you.
Because you're always going to
Yeah. Like again, like I'm very proudful of what I do. Like I'm proud of like how I set up my life. Like I went to a trade school for high school, and not everyone, I mean there was like limited there was limited seating in that, but I knew I needed to get into that school at a young age because I know I wasn't going to college. And I feel like a lot of people don't think about that. And then I go to the school. I get into manufacturing. I actually went there for like my original plan was get into carpentry, but I got into manufacturing and got hired through the school, and now I worked my way up, and now I'm going to be a supervisor. Like I take pride in like that I have the ability to do that grind and stick in, like to stick things out like that. Because when I first got into manufacturing, a lot of people were like, "Oh, bro, like what the why are you doing manufacturing? Like you're not gonna get a job. All those jobs went to China." And I'll actually say, like, guys, if you are looking for a job, there's actually a huge fucking um need for um manufacturing workers, because now there's a big gap of manufacturing workers in age. Like I'm the youngest guy at my I'm literally, yeah, no, I'm the youngest guy at my job right now. And the next person who's like older than me is this like Hispanic woman that's like probably like 6 years older than me. Well, actually, no, we just got this new guy. He's probably like my age or older. But and then past that, like everyone, all my coworkers are like 35, 40. They're like dads with like 2, 3 kids and shit like that. And some some of my coworkers are as old as like 60 with like grandkids and stuff like that. And there's no young people in manufacturing. But yeah, like I feel like a lot of people don't have pride in what they do. But that pride helps me get up in the morning. I mean, not the pride, but like it feels good accomplishing a lot in a day sometimes. You know?
Compromise. You're always going to
Always.
fold.
Always. I'm very proud of myself. That's why when people said, you know where you can do better than Can't Hurt Me. Roger that. We'll fucking see. It's that pride that wakes you up. And now I'm not talking about bad pride. The attention to detail for the human being I want to do. I call this thing, like, I want to be the standard. I want to be that guy. Like, every place I went in the military, there was this ethos about how this place is, how we're going to live, how we're going to represent ourselves. And I walked around and I saw that most people didn't live up to that ethos. Like if you go to whatever company, they have this mission statement on how we want to run our company. I made one for myself on how I want to be. And that is why if people can make up a mission statement, an ethos in which they want to live by, and every
what the
morning you
fuck?
wake up, you hold.
Wait, what the fuck? Why? Oh no, fuck. Oh, fuck me. What the heck? Can I not pause this game? Fuck. Okay, wait, hold up, I guess. You can just die, I guess. Or try to figure out how to die. I'm just gonna die. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna die and then restart this level. And I'm just gonna cut this out. Alright, bet. Oh, hey! Okay, hold up.
hold yourself accountable to that mission, not a company's, your own. Make up your own mission statement. What do you want to be in life? And once you do that, now you can work with somebody to get better. You can work with yourself to get better. But until you know what you want to stand for, you will always just be sitting down. You'll never stand for anything.
What's that quote? If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for everything.
That's it. It's a true statement.
In the book, you talk about Roger that, there being two types of Roger that. I absolutely adore the second type. Received, orders given, expect results.
That's it.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Yeah,
it.
Jesus Christ.
So cool. Above and beyond, more than was expected.
That's right.
To the letter.
That's Roger that. That is, for me, what Roger that means.
Received, orders given,
Yep.
expect results.
Expect results. That's right.
So fucking dope.
That is it. That is it. And when you hear that from somebody who gets it, you know it because you can look in their eyes. You feel that energy, man. It connects immediately. They're out here to get a job done. Roger that.
This episode is brought to you by Element. Element is a tasty electrolyte drink mix with everything that you need and nothing that you don't. I've replaced my morning coffee with Element every day for over 3 years now, and I've never looked back. It means I've optimized my hydration, my brain feels better, I'm not getting mental fog, and it's helping me to curb cravings if I'm fasting throughout the day. Even video guy Dean uses it. My favorite flavor is the orange. That in a cold glass of water upon waking feels really, really good. It's a science-backed electrolyte ratio of sodium, potassium, and magnesium, which helps me to feel at my absolute best all day. Also, they have a no BS, no questions asked refund policy, so you can buy it and try it for an unlimited amount of time, and if you do not like it, they'll give you your money back, and you don't even need to return the box. That's how confident they are that you love it. Head to drinklmnt.com/modernwisdom to get a free sample pack of all 8 flavors with your first box. That's drinklmnt.com/modernwisdom. Thank you.
Oh, okay. That was it. Okay. I fuck with how that ended. So like basically that last message really resonated with me. Like the Roger that, and the second definition is like, oh, like, yeah, no, I'm gonna get this shit done. 'Cause there's something powerful with, I mean, it doesn't have to be work. It could just be this like a personal relationship, but there's something powerful where people know that you're the guy that gets shit done. And I'm not saying be like a pusher, like don't be a people pleaser, but be the problem solver, you know? Like, that's how you get up in life. Stop complaining. Don't be... I mean, you can vent to people, but I'm saying... There's another quote that a lot of, like, military people say. If you're not an asset in combat, you're a liability. And I think that's facts in life. Like, if you aren't an asset to yourself, you're a fucking liability, my guy. Like, there's, like, if you're not improved, like, no one is going to be there to hold your hand, you know? So just the fact that you're gonna do what you gotta do for your benefit, and to take it a step forward to be the guy that gets shit done for other people, that brings you value, especially in the workforce. If you're like, yeah, sure, you could go to some bullshit job and just go to the movements, this and that, and just wonder why you're not progressing. Or you could take some initiative. And I'm not saying like break your back, you know, let's like small shit, you know. Like, maybe stay an extra hour. You know, be the guy that, like, your boss could call in when there's an emergency. And maybe you don't get the promotion, but maybe you could get a raise. Because I tell you, like, I mean, I've gotten a few raises in the past, and every time I get, like, $2 raises. Because I get shit done at work. I get $2 raises. Recently, they gave me $1 raise for this promotion thing, but since I'm working with my parents right now, and that's cutting into me working there, they're holding off the rest of my raise or in the promotion until I'm done, because we work for like the school, like we work on school schedules. Uh, with my parents, and I'm probably not gonna like continue working with my parents after this promotion, but or at least not like being so involved with it, but yeah, like once I get this promotion, they're saying like, yeah, no, dude, if you're good, you get like another $2 raise after the $1 raise, so like that'll be $3. And I bet you if I ask for like another and like an extra dollar or like a 50 cents or some shit like that, they'll probably give it to me. Because also understand your leverage. Because like now I'm the guy, I get shit done. Like, bro, because I set up jobs. So like my supervisor, he literally like just gives me a list of parts or jobs to do. And, or like he'll just hand me like a job. And he was like, yeah, no, so we need this run. And I was like, okay. And I set it up and I put someone on it. And then I check and I make sure everything's good. And then I run my own jobs. They're like, hell, we need this out by tomorrow. I get that shit out by tomorrow. I work overtime to do that shit. I'll stay an extra hour. You know? Yeah, yo, getting up early every day. Shit's difficult, but once you get the ball rolling and you understand the power of being like reliable, like you gotta be reliable for yourself. And then when you be reliable for other people, that's what gives you value and like in the workforce. But also understand your value, you know? Like don't be breaking your back for like pennies. But if you land yourself a job and you see that there's like a good opportunity, work your ass off. Don't be, oh, I'm only doing 8 hours and I'm dipping. You know, I mean, nothing wrong with doing that. Legally, they can't do anything about it. But you probably might not get that promotion. If you're a good worker and then like there's a other dude that's your equal, you might not get that promotion. Like, bosses really look at the smallest fucking shit, bro. Cause I'll tell you, there was this other guy that used to work with me, and he was a little bit younger than me. He was doing more CNC work than I was doing, and he was even like talking to like the other CNC guy that does more advanced shit at our job. And my supervisor told me straight up, he's like, yeah, no, like, I don't know if this guy could get promoted into supervisor, because he don't really talk like that. Like he's not assertive enough. But he saw that I had like a little bit more of assertiveness. Like I learned that from like the Taekwondo teachings and stuff like that. Like I know how to talk to people and like help them out. Like past 3-4 years, people come to me for help. I wasn't even a supervisor, but like my coworkers, they have questions about shit, they come to me. Like they ask me like, oh, like what's going on, like how, like I'm done with this job, what's next sometimes. And sometimes that it relates, like I actually will have a job for them, cuz some people they do rework and stuff like that. So if I have like a lot of rework done, I'll hand it to them or some shit. And if I give them that rework, that's their job. Like my supervisor, unless like there's like a hot job, like something that needs to be done ASAP, they do that shit. You know, and then when they need tools and stuff like that, I go get it. They ask like, hey, yeah, I need a gauge, and I go and I get the gauge. The other day, when the batteries ran out for one of our gauges, and my coworker, she's been there longer than me. She comes to me, oh, do you know where the batteries are? And I was like, oh no, like you should go ask the supervisor. But then I went to use the bathroom, and I'm thinking on peeing. I'm like, fuck, nah. You know, like I'm about to get this promotion. Like I gotta stop, like thinking like, oh, that's not my job, cause now that's gonna be my job. So then I went up to my supervisor, like, yo, where's the batteries? And he was like, oh, they're in the fridge in the inspection room. And I was like, alright, say less, and I got her the battery. You know, like you gotta take charge. And taking charge doesn't always mean giving orders. Sometimes it's understanding that sometimes you just have to do the job. Like this whole like boss narrative, like, oh, I'm the boss, people do what I say, this and that. And yeah, sure, you could say that's a boss, but a leader also helps out. And you can't always help out if you're not in the trenches, you know? Like, you gotta... That's funny. Me referencing me getting, like, a battery as the trenches. But, like, you can't be... You're putting a hindrance on yourself if you don't go out your way to help the people that are under you, you know? Because if they can't do their job properly, then you're not doing your job properly. If they're working on, if your job is to get them to work, or like you're relying on them to get these jobs out, yeah, no, 5 seconds, go, like, so they keep running their machine, and then you go get the battery for that gauge. You know, like that's like small parts of management that people don't really think about. But let me get on to the next one. All right, peace out, guys.